the Assembly, and I'd like to take you to page 386 of your documents on volume 2. If you can clarify the letter which is indicated there, submissions of nomination lists for candidates interviewed for the post of chief officer in the county. It's got two dates. One is November 11th, which happens to be my birthday, and the other one is October 9th, 2023. Which is which? So if you can clarify that, I'd really appreciate it. The other two questions, I'll direct them to the witness. If you could clarify a couple of issues. Issue number one, in your evidence in chief, you indicated that when government officials are traveling and where the expenses are paid for by the party inviting them, they receive quota per diem. In the cross-examination, you indicated that no money was lost. Could you clarify that? And then number three, one simple question in terms of IFMIS. Is IFMIS the final proof of payment? Or is there any other way that you can tell that money has been paid? And then finally, on issue to do with the PFM Act, I've heard you making a lot of submissions in terms of the PFM, and you alluded to the fact that there was a lot of embezzlement of funds, money was being withdrawn. The question that I wanted to ask is that who is the head of the county treasury? Is it the county governor or is it someone else as per the PFM Act? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed. Witness, proceed to.
The first question was directed to the council.
Okay.
There was a question, Mr. Speaker, to the two dates. On page 386 of Obado, the date of 9th October 2023, of our volume 2, Mr. Speaker. 86. And Mr. Speaker, who asked about the two dates, the date that is typed is the date when the memo in question was authored, and that's the date inserted by the author. The date of 9th October just shows when the document was served upon the county assembly. So there is only one date on the document that relates to its authorship. The other date is for the date. It is routine when documents are served, they are stamped as received. And that letter is also an annexure or an attachment to the letter at page 384. I think that's where the confusion is coming from. And all of them having been received on the 9th of October have a stamp of the county assembly. Oh, sorry. They all bear the stamp of 9th. So the date on the stamp is not the date of the authorship. It's not necessarily the date of the authorship. That's what I'm trying to say. Is IFMIS the final proof of payment, Mr. Speaker? It is the official system of the government of Kenya for public finance management. We don't have another one. And if payments are indicated there as having been made, then there is no other way to confirm whether those payments were made, because they will not be keyed there as having been made if they have not been made. And while on this matter, there is no challenge, even from the governor herself, as to the authenticity of this IFMIS. Who is the head of the county treasury? It is, of course, the CEC Finance or any other person designated under the PFM Act as the accounting officer. Sometimes it is the chief officer who is so designated. But the issue here, like I say, Mr. Speaker, people at certain levels only act through subordinates. It is never an answer to say it wasn't me, because if that was the approach, no CEO would ever be responsible for anything. They would always say it was someone else, which brings them, why are they in that office if they can only take its glory and its power and its prestige, but no responsibility for whatever goes wrong there. Again, on that question, there is a section 39 of the County Governments Act. It says members of the County Executive Committee, who include the governor, and the CECs, are individually and collectively accountable to the governor in the exercise of their powers and the performance of their duties and the responsibilities. So if these persons are individually and collectively answerable to the governor, it means the governor superintends them. Can she throw them under the bus when things go terribly wrong, like they have gone now? But if things go well, she takes the credit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I believe, is there any question that has not been answered by your lawyer?
Some were supposed to be answered by myself, but
But they've been answered.
answer was done so.
So
But,
we move to Senator Karungo.
Asante sana Bwana Spika. Niko na maswali mawili peke yake na nauliza kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, sababu tulionyeshwa katika video kuna wimbo ambao walikuwa wanaimba wenye wivu wajinyonge. Bwana Mawira, uko na wivu?
Not at all.
Sawa, niko nataka kujua hivyo tu. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia katika nakala ya pili kutoka County Assembly ya Meru katika kurasa 17 hadi 29 ni ile wanasema IFMIS printouts. Ukiangalia katika guzo ya 3, yani column 3, imeandikwa sub item description. Utaangalia kwamba kuna prepayments kutoka mwezi wa Julai mwaka wa 2022 hadi ukurasa wa 29 ni mwezi wa Julai tarehe 6 mwaka wa 2023. Hiyo ni mwaka mmoja. Katika hiyo subscription sub item prepayment zimelipwa 410 watu tofauti, ikiwemo huyo muungwana ambaye ametajwa hapa mara kadhaa ambaye anaitwa Meme. Swali langu ni kwamba umesema gavana amekuwa kilagai ama akipata hizi pesa kupitia huyo mtu ama wale ambao ni ndugu ama relatives. So ungetaka utufafanulie mdogo tu nimalize.
Honorable Senators, avoid so many speeches and go straight to the question. I will allow you to conclude your question.
Ningetaka tu atuelezee kama ni kweli alikuwa na lagai kupitia familia, kama hao wengine ambao wote wako hapo wamepewa pesa, anajua hangelagai kupitia hao. Angelagai tu kupitia hao watatu wametaja, lakini sio wengine 300 na ambao wamepewa pesa hizo.
Thank you.
Evans.
Thank you. It's true, we have indicated in our evidence that prepayments have been made, not only to the governor's relatives, but also other officers in the office of the governor that have not been accounted for or that have not and surrendered documents to indicate that there was no embezzlement.
Senator Mogeni.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the councils, Mudomi Thiankolu and Mutuma and Elisha, for being outstanding this afternoon in prosecuting the respective cases of their clients. Now, I have two questions to Dr. Mudomi Thiankolu. There is a video that was played, I believe, to prove count number 3 on making insightful, insulting, and demeaning remarks. The one where Governor Kawira was giving a speech. I want you to point out to me, I didn't see names being mentioned, so I just wanted to know this idea of cartelism, the people being referred to as cartels. I didn't see names in that video. I wanted to know where I can get the names of those 10 leaders. Number 2, page 17 to page 29, volume 2, these alleged payments to various people in the office of governor, some who it's alleged have relationships. Now, there are procedures in county governments in processing and paying out payments. Now, other than what you have given us, is there maybe anywhere you can point out to me whether the governor tried to coerce any officers to make these payments, or that these payments were not made following the laid down procedures through the Public Finance Act, or is there anywhere where?
Yes, proceed to answer those questions, Council. 2 questions.
It is true, Chair, Mr. Speaker, that in the video Senior Counsel alludes to, there is no specific reference to any of the 9 MPs. But it is also true, and luckily the Senate has very many lawyers, you can confirm this, Mr. Speaker, that you don't need to refer to someone specifically. Someone can be referred to by Innuendo. And in that video, it is common knowledge that Meru has 9 MPs and 1 woman rep, making them 10. It is also common knowledge, both through that video and others, and even the previous impeachment proceedings, that this reference to cartel of 10 people is a reference to the members of the National Assembly and the Senator for Meru County. There is the question of whether the evidence at page 17 to 29 is sufficient. Our answer is that it is. If we, on its face, the problem we flagged, Mr. Speaker, is the problem of 107 prepayments running to 78 million, and when this matter is raised, the governor only accounts for 2 million, and even that accounting is through documents that we have shown where one work ticket is used 17 times for 4 months, and clearly, on its face, it does not require any further substantiation. A prima facie case was made, the governor didn't respond to it, and the attempt only made the matter even worse. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Meru.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to ask 2 very quick questions. And my questions are to the witness, whom I actually congratulate for the resilience of standing for 7 hours. Now, Mr. Speaker, when the witness was asked in the cross-examination on the reasons why they only provided IFMIS extracts, he alluded to the fact that they sought these documents from the CC for Finance, and the documents were not available. So I want to know whether there is any evidence in record of you seeking that evidence from the CEC, and if then the CEC has been difficult, now that you are a member of the County Assembly, is there anything that you as members of the County Assembly of Meru have done in this particular respect? Finally, again to the witness, because it has been mentioned by the Council for the County Assembly, I am thinking and I'm imagining in my mind why it is very easy for you to conclude that this document, especially the work ticket, is forged and not photocopied, because it is appearing the same is appearing, I think 2 or 3 times, but a keener look at it will show you that it is the same work ticket for different cars, different travels, different months. So is it not then a possibility that the work ticket could have been photocopied and used in the next month for a different car? I would want those 2 clarifications.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Senator Meru. It's true that we have adduced evidence to support the allegation that we sought information of the infamous extracts from the CCM, and that is on page 30 of our volume 2 via letter from the clerk, and the response from the CCM is also on page 31 of volume 2, where the CCM declined. And the question, if we have done it to the CCM, we decided to hit the nail on the head, because these are monies expended in the office of the governor, and furthermore, the County Governments Act owns the governor culpable of the management of the resources of the county, overall management of the resources of the county. Number 2, on if work tickets are not forged, in fact, I'm guided that it's County Governments Act Section 30, subsection F, 3F, that in performing the functions under subsection 2, that is the responsibilities of the governor will be accountable for the management and use of the county resources. And furthermore, the CCF Finance is an appointee of the governor, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is also not true that the work tickets are forged, because there is no way you can use the same work ticket with the same serial number for the month of January, for the month of March, and for the month of April. That would be irregular, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Sifuna.
What do you want? I thought, Mr. Speaker, the question on work ticket had been addressed to me, or?
It was addressed to the witness.
Much obliged.
To answer.
Much obliged.
Mr. Speaker, my first question goes to Counsel for the Governor. I want you to provide a time lapse between the infamous prostitute video and the response of the Governor. Second, Mr. Speaker, to the witness, what government resources were used at these Okolea meetings? I'm confused, because you have said in your evidence there that it was not vehicles, you've not provided the numbers of the vehicles, so make it clear to us what government resources of the county government of Meru were used at these Okolea meetings. And finally, Mr. Speaker, I want Counsel for the Assembly to clarify to me whether in his understanding of Section 22 of the County Assembly's Powers and Privileges Act, which is displayed at page 62 of their volume 3, whether that provision relates to appearances by the governor before the assembly, or, as I understand it, refusal to produce before a county assembly or a committee any paper, book, record, or document. I want him to explain to me if in his understanding he thinks that section applies to summons to appear or refusal to appear before the county assembly, as opposed to refusal to produce a paper, book, record, or document. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. If I can address my question, what government resources were used in the Okolea rally? We have clearly indicated that in the sworn affidavit by the police officer who is charging the people who are maybe alleged to have participated in the mayhem, it is clearly stated that county government vehicles were stoned or damaged. And also human personnel is also a county resource, and we have established that there are county government employees who are in that rally and also participated in the Okolea rally, which is a private charity. Thank you.
Counsel for the governor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. In answer to the question by the Honorable Senator for Nairobi, I would like to refer the Senator to page 167 and 177 and 178 of the Governor's Volume 2 to demonstrate a very simple fact of the Assembly, sorry, Volume 2 of the Assembly. 177 and 178, you will find extracts of WhatsApp messages adduced as evidence in support of one, the utterances and the sequence of those messages. When you look at the message appearing at page 177, it shows the time there is 21:16. The next message is 22:16. The next page now, you will find that time going back to 2017 and 2018. This confirms then that it cannot be the same day where these messages were posted. So our simple answer to the question is, the governor was responding to a viral video that was sent in this group showing the deputy governor chanting, inciting songs against her, and it is in that response that she said, I will not be intimidated by these childish youths who have been mobilized by the DG. And she points to that video that has been sent. So you could get a lot of distortion on dates because these messages keep on being copied